everybody, and thanks to Nadine for inviting me to see you. I have never spoken in quite such a spread as this before, so yeah, let's hope I can speak to all of you. As Nadine said, hi. As Nadine said, I've come to you actually to speak about freelance hairdressing and what it is to be a freelance hairdresser. I also am the founder of the Freelance Hairdressers Association, but I'm here in principle to tell you about freelancing. And if I just tell you a little bit about my background, I am a hairdresser. Like you, I learned my trade at college. I went to the London College of Fashion in 1900 and freezing cold. And I love our industry, I really do. Hairdressing can take you so many places and do so much for you. I've been, as I say, I've been in the trade since I went to college. In fact, before I went to college, because I had a Saturday job, a Friday night and Saturday job in a salon in St Albans where I was born and brought up. So at one time I did have my own salon, and it was after I had my own salon that I realised that the salons have got the NHF, which is the National Hairdressing Federation, but there was no voice for the freelance sector. It had no voice at all, other than the fact that to be mobile at that time was totally disrespected by the industry, and the industry really wanted to hold up the edge of the carpet and sweep us beneath, because it really did have a bad name. They were considered, if you worked outside of the salon, you were considered unprofessional, unqualified, and mostly that you were working without paying tax were the biggest issues. And I found that quite offensive when I was out there freelancing myself, and I did something about it. So that's a little bit about me. So can I just ask you guys, obviously you're doing hairdressing, I don't know what stage you're at. Are you level 2, studying level 2? Is anybody doing level 3? Is anybody doing all hairdressing, or is anybody beauty? All hairdressing, yeah. Only because what I'm going to say is generic. It doesn't matter whether you're hairdressing or beauty. I'm talking about the business side of the life, okay?
Sorry to interrupt. The level 1 guys, they're on a pathway. Some of them are coming to hair, some will go to beauty.
Okay, thanks for that. As I say, this is totally generic. It's really looking at the business side. It's quite an interesting fact, actually. I don't know if you're aware, but there has been a huge change since this pandemic, this lockdown, etc. You've probably found the same thing. People have had time to take a step back and look at themselves, look at their lives, what they want, and it's made quite a lot of changes in people's lives. And in hairdressing particularly, and possibly beauty, but a lot of more, sadly some salons have gone down, sadly some salons have come back with only 50% of their staff, because so many hairdressers thought, do you know what, I've always wanted to go self-employed, this is forcing me, this is the step, I'm going to do it. And I know when I started the FHA, which was back in 1993, almost 30 years ago, they reckoned that about 40% at that time of the workforce was freelancing, self-employed. That number has now gone up to about 60%, and that is a huge swing. It means the freelance sector has got quite a hold on the industry. It's quite interesting times, and I know that a lot of the freelancers who were going out calling on clients have actually set up a room, or done up garages, or taken log rooms at the back of the garden. It really is happening, and I have to tell you, certainly among our membership, the rooms and the places they are setting are absolutely beautiful, really beautiful. And the thing is that in today's world, Clients are happier with this situation because it's safe for them. They know that once they leave this room, it's going to be cleaned. Therefore, when they enter, they know it's been cleaned from the person before. And it really is making huge inroads. And as I say, about 60% of the workforce now is becoming self-employed. So, just out of interest, a raise of hands, how many of you here today think that that is a direction you might go in? All of us. I have to tell you, and you guys, you're new beginners, aren't you? So you're learning, you're very open-minded. Great, okay. So, really, what I want to talk to them, I just want to give you an overview, a few ideas of what it is to be self-employed. Because hairdressing, you're learning here. Your skills, you are learning. So on this hand, when you walk away from college, you're a hairdresser. Great, okay. But on this hand, if you're setting yourself up as self-employed, you've become a business. And as a business, in this industry at this time, you can earn decent money, but you've got to do it properly, okay? So, let's take a look at some of the things I've jotted down. So working for yourself is not an easy choice, not an easy choice by any means. You need certain qualities to be that person that can run their business. You need to be reliable. You need to be organised. You need to be disciplined with yourself. You need to be professional. You're not just turning up to have a cup of tea with somebody who says, oh, while I'm here, I'll do your hair. No, you are a business. You need to be resourceful because you're on your own and you've got to be able to, flip around, from one side of the coin to the other. You've got to be motivated, self-motivated. And sometimes the hardest boss you will ever work for will be yourself, because there's nobody else to argue with. Any mistakes are your own. So it's tough. It's tough. And you've obviously got to be trustworthy and honest, because a lot of this is whichever way you play it, but trustworthy and honest when you're stepping into people's homes is something that you would not want to have questioned. I don't want to lecture you by any means. If while I'm talking you want to stop me or ask a question or whatever, please do, because I just don't want you to think, oh, she goes on a bit. Okay, again, I can't stress enough that working for yourself is not an easy choice, okay? You've really got to be up for the job. You've got to be qualified, and you will be qualified by the time you've finished your course here. Please excuse my back, I don't mean to. You've got to be competent in what you're doing because you need confidence. Experience comes with time, but your behaviour must always be professional, and you need to be cool in a crisis. The other thing is it's quite difficult going straight from college into being self-employed, because nobody can give you experience. It's what you gain. So you need the support of other people around you, and you also need to continue with your training, because as a hairdresser we never stop learning. Never ever do we stop learning, because the day that you say, but I know it all, that's the day you hang up your scissors and comb, because no hairdresser knows it all. That's for sure. And sometimes you'll go on a course and you'll sit there and you think, I knew that, I'm not learning anything. You are. What you're learning is that you're right there, you're on target because you're getting it right. And that is also, for your confidence, is also another good lesson. Okay, so running a self-employed business. What's involved with running that business? As I said, on this hand now you've become a business person, you're going to have commitments that you have to make. One is bookkeeping and accounts. Business analysis, know what you're doing with your business, know where your business is going, maybe set a few targets to where you want to be and how you want to do it. And continuous personal development, CPD, that goes on throughout your working life. And if you're involved, as I am with this industry, you never stop learning, and at the same time, you want to continue with what you're doing and you enjoy it, because the day you stop enjoying it again is the day to throw in the towel. Bookkeeping is easy, because it's not just one big job you've got to do, because obviously you're starting out. So you start out small, and that little bit small that you can look after and you know what you're doing gets bigger and you grow with it. So it's not, don't run away with, oh my God, I've got to do bookkeeping, I don't know what to do. It becomes quite simple, and I will show you a couple of bits to get you on your way. Getting started, you need support and advice. You will need insurance. You cannot work without insurance. You're going to need a few clients, might be helpful. Stock and equipment, well, your equipment you've got because you're working now, and stock you buy as you need it, obviously, and transport, if you're going to be travelling around, you're going to have your own transport. I have to tell you that support and advice and insurance comes with belonging to the organisation that I run. That's what it was set up for in the first place and continues. And it's really very exciting the way it has grown, because we have the backing of many, many brands in the industry, and we now have brands reaching out to us because they want to reach our members. So the things that we offer and deals that we get are just growing the whole time. There's so much going on that even I struggle to remember what we offer half the time. It's just been an amazing ride, I have to tell you. As I say, clients, again, as an organisation, we can help you and give you ideas of how to build a clientele. But the one thing that you have to remember is you've probably now got a few people whose hair you're doing. We all need practice. That's how you start, obviously. But you need to learn how to turn those friends that are letting you practice into proper paying clients, because you're not going to do it for next to nothing for always. And there are ways and means, and also we did a business masterclass just recently for members, and when you sort of say, oh, I need loads of clients, I've got to get clients to do, actually when you think it through realistically, and you think, well, how many clients do I need? Well, starting out, maybe somewhere between 5 and 10. So it's not, oh God, I need clients, I'm not hundreds. So when you bring it down to a realistic figure, oh, that's doable, yeah, I can do that. I've already got I've got 4 already. So all I need is another 6, and I'm up and running, thank you very much. So, you've just got to see things in a practical way. As I said, stock you can buy as you need it. It's not a case of going out there and filling the boot of your car or filling something. It's just as you need it, so you build the stock. Equipment you've got because you're working now. So this is really, really important, because if you're working from a small salon at home, you've not got passing trade. And if you're driving around, there's no shop window. And in both cases, there's no shop window. So somehow you've got to create an image of your business to the outside world. How are you going to do this? Right, well, I'm going to, as this says, there's only one chance to create an image. You've got to get it right the first time you do it. And also you've got to get it across that your business is a professional one, so that your clients take you seriously. Because there's still an element of clients who think if you come to their home, then it's either it's not professional or you're doing it for pin money. They don't take you seriously. And to be taken seriously comes from you. The way you behave is all what it's all about. But I'm going to play a little game here with all of you, because I want to give you something to think about. So, right, let's have a think. We're going to have a raffle, and we're going to have 3 prizes. all prizes that are worth winning. The prize is for a cut and blow dry, which will be very, very lovely. Whichever prize you get will be very, very good. But the top prize will actually be taking you to a very plush salon in the West End. So in the West, pardon? No, it's not for me. You don't play my game. I said I'm playing the game. You want a ticket or it? She's already got a phone. Can you believe it?
If I see the competition or anything this love, you're in trouble.
So my game,
competition
play my game. My top prize is a real experience. The top prize is taking you to the West End to a very beautiful top salon to have a cut and blow dry. Now, I don't know if you realise, but if you go to the West End, it's more than a hairdo, it's a total experience because you are met at the door by a concierge. You are taken through, your coat is taken, you're often offered drinks, something to eat maybe, and you know nothing more because you're so beautifully looked after in beautiful surroundings until you are called through for your appointment to take place. And it's a very, very lovely, lovely experience. And it's the top prize.
Jan, wouldn't it?
The second prize is also a cut and blow dry, but it's at the top local salon where you live. I mean, this will bring a picture into your mind. I'm not so sure around here now which is the top salon people like to go to, but whichever one, that's where the second prize is. And the third prize is also a very nice cut and blow dry. There's a little village just south of here, got a beautiful little village salon. Very nice work. But now you've got three ideas in your head, I hope if you're playing my game. Of the top prize, oh wow, what an experience. The second prize, okay, I'll have that. And the third prize, yeah, but it'll still be good. Now I want you to take that picture and that feel of that top prize, because that is what your business, what you are going to set up, is going to be. The exquisite experience for your clients. Okay? That's my first game. My second game is, we're now in winter and you've got coming up, you've saved up a lot of money and you're going to buy yourself a lovely winter coat. And you might buy it online, you might go to the West End, don't know what you're going to do, but you are going to buy, you've got this money and you are determined to spend it on a beautiful coat. You've got somewhere very special coming up to wear your beautiful coat. So you come home with your beautiful coat and you feel amazing when you put it on. You love this coat and you look after it and you put it in the wardrobe, but not just in the wardrobe, it's got a cover on it because this is not going to get any damage to it. You've just spent a lot of money. It's important to you. Hang on a minute, it's cold. You're going to need an everyday coat. So where are you going to go? Matalan? Primark? Yeah, I'll pick up a coat, which you do when you get home with your little coat and you think, throw it on the banister. If it misses, doesn't matter. It's not so important, that coat. Now, the way we feel about possessions is exactly like that. If we pay a lot of money, it's important to us. If we don't pay so much, doesn't matter. And you do this as well when you set the prices for your business. Clearly, you don't grab ideas of prices out of the sky. There's formulas which we show you how to set the prices. But the reality is, if your client is paying a decent sum of money for you, they will respect you, they will respect your business. If you charge very little, if I'm not in, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. That's how, unfortunately, but that's the reality of how things are. So, how are you going to create this image that you want people to know that you're running a very serious business? Are you going to put some leaflets out? Like this?
No.
Is this like our coat that's sitting in the wardrobe?
Yeah.
Cried out.
That's the one off the banner.
That's absolutely. This will not. This comes through the door, you take a look because you want to check the competition's prices, and then is what we do. So, how are we going to promote our business? Well, You've heard that I'm a freelance hairdresser. This is my card, this is my business. I give this to you. You think, oh, okay, it's got a name and contact number on the front. Oh, that's interesting, because here is almost like a CV. Here is what I tell you I am, what I do, why I do it, etc. And on the other side is my price menu, telling you what my charges are. And you think, okay, that's okay. And across the top, price menu, valued to. Because one of the things everybody falls over is, oh my God, I've got to put my prices up, what am I going to tell my clients, how am I going to do this? We don't need to, because when you've handed this over, this is only valid until the 31st of March. What does that tell me straight away? There'll be a new price list with new prices, because everything goes up. So that cuts out a whole conversation, it's done. On the back, you've got your qualifications and the fact that you are insured. Clients don't even think about that these days, I'm telling you. We need to know. And the terms and conditions of your business, of which we have written for you. And that, then also the other thing that we all forget to do, when you're going to start out your business, you need to sit down and work out exactly the hours that you want to work. Otherwise, what you will do is what I did and plenty of other people do. Somebody said, oh, could you do my hair at, could you come early? I have to be at work. Could you come at 8 o'clock in the morning? Okay.
Yeah.
And then
6 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
better.
And then, I'm so busy that day. I'm really busy. Did you say you want me at 9 o'clock in the evening? Or if you can, dear. Oh, okay, I'll do it. But if you think about, imagine yourself going for a job and think what hours you're going to work in that salon. I'm going to be part-time. I'm going to be full-time. What does it mean? And whatever those hours are, you put them on your prices. So now you hand this across, and it looks very nice indeed, and it tells everybody about your business.
I have a question.
Yes?
Should you put like locations of like areas you cover so you
Absolutely.
might not travel?
Everything you want to say about yourself and your business this is your opportunity to do it. So, yes.
May I, just for my company, I know we haven't got a freelancer company, but what we added, which I think might be useful, or if you're setting up one for yourself, that you can use QR codes. So you can actually put a QR code, and then if you're using Insta, anything like that, you just do that. They can just scan it and take you to the platform that you have set up. So because obviously the generation is kind of changing and everybody's online, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So you can add a QR code to take you, or we use it to make comments. So like leaving reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you.
I don't know why I seem to have dropped. There is a business card that comes along with this, and the business card opens up for appointments, and then on the back of it there are your recommendations for shampoo, conditioner, wet styling, dry styling, which gives you that opportunity to get into talking about products with your client. So that's how you can create an image, and if you think about what I said, how important it is to give a correct image and have special services as well. Retailing is really, really, really important, and it is part of the service that we do, because retailing is not retailing. Actually, it's just talking and advising clients what they need for their hair. Because very often you say to hairdressers, "Oh, do you retail?" "Oh, no, I don't do any of that stuff. No, I don't like asking." But actually, if clients are going to use the right products, then you're advising them. Now, it's really very interesting, because this example just shows you, if you earn about £3 profit on a product, and you sell 2 products a day, you come home with £6. And if you sold 10 products in a week, you'd have £36. And everybody turns their nose like, "Oh, for that, it's not worth it, come on." However, if you look at that over a year, actually you've earned yourself £1,872 and you've done nothing more than talk about the products that your clients need to help them look after their hair. Because you do beautiful colours, and what do? They use any old shampoo because nobody told them the benefit of having the correct aftercare. That is part of our job. It's not our job when we arrive with a client even here. You're not going to talk about the weather, you're not a weather girl. You're not going to talk about their holiday because you're not a travel agent. You are a hairdresser from the minute they're in your chair to the minute they leave your chair. And I have to tell you, we had a really, really exciting new thing this week. We've only talked about it this week. I have come across a guy who has got the most amazing retailing idea, and that is I don't know if it's happened to any of you, but I know with members, you'll stand telling them about, for argument's sake, Weller aftercare for their colour, the shampoo, the conditioner. You've given them all the information that they need. They're loving it, and there they are on their phone. Oh look, yeah, I found it in Amazon. I've just bought it. And this stops a lot of hairdressers even bothering to talk about things because they're not getting the sales. Their sale is that their spare shampoo is either in the car or on the shelf, and she just bought it from Amazon, and it sticks in your throat every time. However, this wonderful man that I've found and introduced to the members has got this amazing idea when he will set up your shop. And basically what you're doing is you're scanning what you want to be in your shop in Amazon. Okay? So you then have a QR code that you give to your client. So when she buys a product, she goes through your introduction key, if you like, into your shop, and she then knows that she's buying the shampoo at the best possible price, because that's what Amazon is all about, and she can shop, and you will eventually get a residual income. It's just magic. Honestly, it's genius.
It's a massive problem. It's a massive problem. I work in the industry as a headmaster, and it's a massive problem for the industry that you recommend. So now what I do is what we started to do in the company, that we recommend it, and then if they start looking at the phone, I'm going to buy it, we normally say, well, we'll match up the price for you. Or if they buy it, I just go, well, please don't ask me for my advice next time. Because,
exactly.
I am not going to be talking about it. And you're going to go, and I tell them, and being honest, yes, for me, it's a lot of money to lose because I am working on commission. So I spend the time and the knowledge of explaining to you what suits your hair. And so I will appreciate if you support me in that way.
That's why what this guy does is just so genius.
It's
a very new business. He's been doing it himself for the last 3 years. He's now looking to. Well, this is the argument, isn't it? It's so demotivating.
Yeah.
When you
when
tell
it's
them all
very
that.
difficult to motivate stylists to actually recommend.
Now, this one is always an interesting one, because this is very often what stops people from setting up their business properly. They fear the tax man. However, I am very delighted to show you why you don't need to fear the tax man. You really, really don't. And interestingly enough, somebody else that we met during last year for the organisation, we've got our very own tax man who comes and gives advice, helps members. This is something else that we've got on hand for you. So, simple bookkeeping, okay? Like I said to you, you start in a very, very small way. You set up a spreadsheet. One spreadsheet is for your income, and one spreadsheet is for your expenses. On the income side, you keep a tally of your services and your retail sales, and how that money came to you. Was it cash? Was it checks? You don't get many checks these days. Back straight into the bank, whatever. However you've received that money, and cash, well, cash is there, you keep a track on. On the other side of the scale, if you like, is the expenses of your business, okay? And your expenses could be belonging to the FHA, which would give you your insurance because the membership cost includes insurance. The insurance which has been written specifically for people working self-employed in our sector. The cost of your stock and equipment. I always put petrol, but really I should have fuel written there. Car maintenance, your national insurance, training and events that you go to are all an expense of your business. Workwear, laundry, education. You want that list to be really as long as you can make it. And again, with our tax man, the reason I chose this particular tax man is because music to my ears, he said to me, Sheila, I used to work for the HMRC. He said, I don't think anybody should pay a penny more in tax than is necessary. Your mama. So, okay, so we're still talking tax here. And I personally found it really hard to understand over the years. I'm hoping that my understanding now I can convey to you and make you understand why there is no fear. Everybody has a standard personal tax allowance. What does that mean? It means you can earn a certain amount of money. I'm not talking about people with benefits, but you can earn a certain amount of money before you have any tax liability at all, okay? And the tax allowance for 21-22 is £12,570, okay? You can make a profit on your business up to £12,570 without paying any tax. Now, it will be years, when you start a new business, it will be years before you have a tax liability. And I'll show you. Stop me if you don't understand what I'm saying. Okay, so we've filled in our books and we've discovered we've got an income of £15,000. Not doing too bad. But our expenses during the year came to £5,750, okay? So we have to take the expenses out of the money, the income, which leaves us with our profit. And our profit was £9,250. Well, that is under the allowance, so there is no tax to pay at all. Similarly, if we did really well, and we had an income at the end of the year of £21,000, and our expenses obviously have gone up because we're doing more work, and our expenses were £7,750. If you take the £7,750 away from the £21,000, it leaves you with £13,250 as your profit. However, you do not pay tax on that because you are allowed to earn £12,570 without tax. That comes away from your profit, which means your tax liability will be £680. Get it? Good. Because it took me a very long time. So for example, you go out and you do a job, I don't know, whatever the job is, and you come home and that's all right, £100 in the pocket. Out of that £100, you had to get to the client, petrol out of their car, maintenance out of there, it's no longer £100. Out of that £100, you had to use a lot of stock, a lot of tint, a lot of toner, that comes, and developer, that comes to quite a lot of money these days. You've probably lost at least another £20 out of your £100. So already the £100 you've pocketed is not £100 at all. It might be 60 or 70. And that is what you've got to get your head round, okay? That is really important. So, running your own business is a serious career choice, whichever service you choose to do. It's valuable for the client and it's profitable when it's run properly. Now I've looked at ways that you can build a business. I want you to promote a very professional image. Bookkeeping is simple because at the start you won't have that much to fill in. And as you get more clients, you'll fill in a few more columns. But it'll be easy because you've already learned how to do it on a small scale. Retailing is really, really important. It's a big part of your service because it's your duty. You know what products your clients should be using. And one of the worst things we do, one of the worst things I do, I'll take the blame on this, is I work out of my bag and I think, oh, what am I going to use? I use a bit of mousse, what am I going to use? Pick it up, squirt it on her head, put it away, job done. That is not the way to do it. The way to do it is set out your store. When you go into your client, you set up properly. We've got another thing you have to do for insurance, which is really, really important, is you must cover the area that you're working in. If you spill anything and it goes beyond your floor cover, you're okay, your insurance will cover you. If there is no cover on your client or on her floor, then your insurance is invalid. So I find that obviously we have got floor covers that are a good size, portable, lightweight, etc., which I carry. So the first thing I do is lay out my floor mat and then, having learned from my own mistakes, start to set out all my products there in my bag, ready for what I'm going to use. It's really quite interesting because I went to one client, a new client, one day, got to the front door, introduced myself. She led me into the house. And I always start off with, where would you like me to work? Knowing it doesn't matter what they say to me, I know where I'm heading. I went into the front room, and there, in the middle of the front room, was a chair parked. So it was quite apparent she'd had somebody to do her hair, previously. And this person, whoever, she obviously stuck her in a chair and did whatever. So I said, if you don't mind, I'd like to set up in the kitchen. So she said, yeah, okay, fine. So I start setting myself up and I don't want much off the fringe. And I like the length I've got. I said, look, please, there's no point talking to me because until I'm set up, until I'm holding my comb in my hand, my brain is not working. So just relax and I will set myself up. And I went through my usual procedure and I set up the floor and everything else. And I got a chair and sat her down, got my gown ready, sat her in my chair, and she said, I've never seen anything like this before. So she said, the girl I had before only came with a pair of scissors and a comb. There you go.
I'm serving hairdressing here.
The thing is, with so many people think that if they're going to do mobile, I don't like that term personally, but freelance hairdressing, it's a case of coming out of college, walking into somebody's house, doing their hair, pocket the money, on to the next, pocket the money. That is not a freelance business. That you will not have. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it properly and you're going to earn proper money because it's there for the taking, providing you do it professionally and get the respect of your clients.
And love what you do.
So, pardon?
And love what you do.
Oh, yeah, but that
For
comes,
many years, like we do.
comes across. I still do clients that I've had for I don't know how many years, a long time. You know, it's surprising. Yeah. So the other thing that I would like to say, and I think I've already said, and that is in this game, you never stop learning. And again, one of the things that the FHA gives you is continuous training. It's there to be taken. It's part of what you get for your membership.
Can I just ask how much it is to join?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, at the moment it is £199 a year, or you can pay monthly, and the monthly subscription is £16.75. Bearing in mind that money includes insurance, but it includes so much more, so much more.
And you need that support.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
Like when nobody had this, exactly what you're talking
The-
about,
the-
experience.
The greatest thing that we've got is the community that has been built.
This will make sense today.
And we've got like we call it a virtual staff room. It's a Facebook group that once you're a member, you have access to. It's completely private, completely confidential, and it's where members talk to one another. And hey, do you know I've got to do this? Can you tell me how to do it? Has anybody had anything as a client ever done this to you? It's staff room chat, but the support is incredible. And it's one of the biggest things we do. We also have local groups, and you're quite lucky here because we've got a local Luton group. Our groups are run by volunteers, members who are volunteers, who put themselves out to keep a local group. You're always in touch with the main group, which is across the UK. We have 2 annual events. One of them is in June, where we have a stage presentation from top arts icons, industry icons on the stage, with a small exhibition run alongside. And that you're all very, very welcome to come along to. I will send the information to Nadine and ask her about it. Honestly, it's something not to be missed. It's just the most amazing day. And then we have what we call our season sensation, which is our autumn event, which sets people up with ideas for the Christmas season and trends for the new year. So everything's been, I was going to say slightly more quiet, but we just went over to Zoom during this lockdown period, and we had the most amazing Zoom. I think we were Zooming 3 times a week, and we had all kinds of guests, all kinds of guests coming along to talk to the members. There
was loads going on. It was great for the
yeah, it really
industry. So much online education.
Yeah, absolutely. So, any questions? I know I realise a lot of this, guys, doesn't come to you at the moment. But if you do know any freelancers that are out there, and you can point them in our direction, that would be really nice if you could just spread the word for us. And you guys, I don't know, are you finished in June? Because you've had interrupted learning, haven't you? You must have found it really quite difficult.
They will be qualified to this much. They're no. And serving hairdressing in the kitchen.
Right, so is there anything that anybody wants to, and again for you guys, if you know anybody that is freelancing, it doesn't belong to us, send them our way.
This was really useful,
Thank you
so
so much.
It's scarier than I thought in my head.
Sorry?
It's scarier becoming a freelancer than I thought I was.
You say that, yeah, well, I was going to say you say that, but nothing's really scary, because when you start to investigate, you know there's help out there, and like I said, you just take it in small chunks at a time. That's all you do.
That's what I'm saying is what's really useful.
Yeah.
You take something out for once.
Absolutely.
The person has exactly what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have to be a freelancer to join your organisation, or can we join now?
You can't join as students. You have to, as soon as you qualify, you've got your level 2. Then you can join us. Okay, and you can join. Sometimes it's better to join as soon as you get that level 2, as you're starting to create your business.
I'll join now.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
So at level 2 qualification, but would you advise that they have experience in a salon?
100%.
Before?
100%.
Yeah.
The problem is,
I know
it's
the
difficult
salons
with the
these
salons now. Our industry is going through a huge change, and it concerns me because it's our industry. And I did panic a bit, but I remember thinking when I came into the industry, 1903 clients, my work was putting people's hair in rollers,
Yeah.
and clients were coming in every week or every other week, and that was your business, and you were busy all the time. And then this guy, Vidal Sassoon, and you only need to get your hair cut every 6 to 8 weeks, whatever, and you think, oh my God, my business is gone. However, hairdressers, we are creative people.
Yeah.
We came out of that, we're here today, we survived. So I just feel that right now we're going through quite a huge transition, but we will come out of it and it will look different. Right now we can't see how different it will look, but we're all on the same roller coaster and we care about what we do and we will survive. There's
And
no
also-
doubt about
also,
it.
Rightly, as you said, like it's all changing, but even if you become a freelancer, now they also, as they change in the industry, they talk about having salons where freelancers are working, so you can choose if you want to be working there for a day. So it's
I'll tell you
brilliant.
something else that's happening a lot
There's
as
so
well.
many things happening. So
The whole rent-a-chair thing
Yes.
is undergoing change
yeah.
because what's happening is people are taking out spaces that are look like it's like a salon, but they're not employing staff. You can go to a space and take your clients to a space, and you can then rent it
I
for an
thought I
hour.
made that up. I had that as a business plan. I thought I made that up. I don't know if anybody else did that. I have written down on my phone that that's what I'm going to do. It's already there. It doesn't matter. They're paving the way for me.
I'll tell you
I
that.
swear, I thought I'd come up with this idea.
A member of mine, say that because a member
And they're
going
very
used
nice
to be a
salons,
member
and
came up and
very
said,
nice salons.
Sheila, I'd love you to come along and see the space that I've created. The idea is, and I said, yeah, okay, I'd love to see it. It's beautiful. I have to tell you, I've been and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
However, I said, yes, that these things are popping up all over the place. And she said, what? I thought I was the first person to
Honestly,
think
I
about it.
haven't. I've got it written down
Also
on
now
my
you can
business
even
plan.
rent a hairdresser. So you can actually, you've got apps that you join as a hairdresser, as a freelancer. And then it comes up like someone wants to have a blow dry, and then you can, like Uber.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can go and get it.
Yeah.
That's all. You can have a hairdresser.
Well, I've got more.
What's the name?
Say no more.
Who's been hacking my phone? Who?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so any more? Yes.
Obviously, you said you can't join as a student, but if we leave here and start working for ourselves, but then we go on to level 3, can we still join?
Yes.
So we
Yeah. Level 2 is the minimum that you can join with. If you've got more than that, great. Absolutely wonderful.
And how much does your insurance cover?
So,
How much does your insurance cover?
We
Well,
can
it's
cover it.
up to 2 million rather than
Okay.
2.
That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Now, you've got many people around here that might just try to fall over.
From whatever scenario you're in,
Yeah.
whether you're working from home, going into people's homes, care homes, and
Oh, wow. So mobile, wherever you go, you're basically covered.
You're insured.
Yeah, that's really useful.
Yes. Oh, very much so, yes.
Yes.
Right, okay, thank you very much indeed. Honestly, this is all really lovely.
Because I really want to go for my AG birthday, but that's in August, so
Denise? What happened? How that happened? Read it, take it away. I can look at all the mistakes. Yeah, you got I'll perfect one.
Oh yeah, did you have? I believe you have a free because way the way you was the English start. So I started at 16 to my first year. 16, this year 17, 18.
But you know what? You want me to explain? Please tell me.
And I see
It's their inspiration somewhere. Some people are quicker and some
and it hurts me.
slower.